Good evening all. Welcome to Shankar IAS Academy's daily editorial analysis 20th February 2025. Here I am Moniha Ravishankar from Civilspedia who is presenting today's editorial analysis. Without any delay, let's get into today's list of editorials. Look at this editorial topics. Two topics are taken from the Hindu newspaper and the Indian Express newspaper. The first article which is taken from the Hindu newspaper which talks about India-Kuwait relationship, which is very important from international relations top. Look at the second editorial which is taken from the Indian Express which talks about suicides in Indian universities. In this article, we are going to see in detail about suicides and recent trends among the suicides in Indian universities. What are all the steps towards it to curb it? This is also very important from society and social issue perspective. So take a note on this editorial discussion. Without any delay, let's get into editorial discussion. Look at this editorial. This editorial discusses about India and Qatar have strengthened ties with a strategic partnership, which doubling bilateral trade by 2030, with the objective of Qatar's investments in India. The visit of Qatar's Amir also facilitated diplomatic resolutions, including the pardon of Indian naval personnel. In spite of regional tensions, both nations balanced geopolitical concerns while reforming economic and strategic cooperation. Now let's see in detail about India and Qatar's relationship from trade, economic and energy technology perspective. This topic is very important from mains perspective. Now let's see some of the key facts about Qatar. Look at this map. You can easily locate the Qatar, that is a Middle East country. It is also a peninsular country in the Middle East which is located in the Western Asia with the land borders of Saudi Arabia to the south. When it comes to maritime border, it borders with Bahrain, it borders with Bahrain, United Arab Emirates and Iran, that is also called as the Persian Gulf. Persian Gulf is also known as Asian Gulf, surrounded by Qatar on three sides with the capital of Doha. This is all about the key facts with regard to Qatar. Now let's get into the India-Qatar trade relationship with key sectors. The first one is Qatar supplies 45% of India's liquefied natural gas, making it a crucial energy partner. When it comes to second thing, bilateral trade between India and Qatar stood at $15 billion at the year of 2022 to 23, with liquefied natural gas, petroleum products and chemicals being a key sectors. After that, over 8 lakh Indian experts work in Qatar, which contributing significantly to Indian remittances. The next one is Qatar Investment Authority has invested in India's startups and sectors like retail, infrastructure and energy. After that, India also exports to Qatar including food products, machineries, textiles and IT services. These are all the very important key sectors with respect to India-Qatar's trade relationship. With this, let's move on to agreements signed between two countries for their economical and geopolitical importance. When it comes to key agreements, India and Qatar signed a double taxation avoidance agreement to prevent tax evasion and promote investments in both the sides. Second one is Memorandum of Understanding in Sports and Youth Affairs, which aims to boost cooperation in training, sports, infrastructure and exchange programs related to sports and youth development. The next one is a bilateral air service agreement which was signed to enhance connectivity and boost tourism between those countries, which is India and Qatar. After that, India and Qatar have agreements in technology, education and healthcare collaborations for the future benefits among the both nations. With this all, let's move on to the economic cooperations, which is very important from both the countries' view. Let's see what are they. When it comes to economic cooperation, Qatar plans to invest $10 billion in Indian infrastructure and manufacturing sector, which focusing on both ports and real estate. The second one is renewable energy and green hydrogen are priority areas for Qatari investments in India. And also India and Qatar are exploring public-private partnership projects in smart cities and urban development. After that, India and Qatar aims to double bilateral trade to $30 billion by 2030. Indian exports from After that, major Indian imports from Qatar is liquefied natural gas, crude oil, petroleum chemical products and fertilizers. These are the major imports from Qatar, which was very essential for India. Now let's see major Indian exports to Qatar. When it comes to exports, India exports food products, textiles, machinery, chemicals and IT products to Qatar. And also notably, Qatar is among India's top 3 liquefied natural gas supplier, which ensuring energy security of India. This is all about the economic cooperations between India and Qatar. Now let's move on to Qatar's geopolitical influence in India's well-being. The first one is Qatar mediates regional conflicts, hosting Hamas and Taliban representatives. After that, AI Air Base in Qatar is the largest US military base in the region, which is also very important from the geopolitical point of view. The second one is India also engages diplomatically with Qatar but stays neutral in conflicts. After that, Qatar plays a major role in global liquefied natural gas export, which impacting energy security all over the world. After that, Qatar is a member of Organization of Islamic Cooperation, often raising concerns on India's domestic policies. These are all the very important aspects when it comes to geopolitical influence of Qatar to India. After that, we have to concentrate on Gulf Cooperation Council and India's relationship with Qatar's role in Gulf Cooperation Council is very important from bilateral relations. So let's see what is that. Look at this map, it clearly demonstrates the member countries of the Gulf Cooperation Council. India has a strategic partnership with Gulf Cooperation Council, which includes Qatar, Saudi Arabia and UAE and also other countries. Bilateral trade with the Gulf Cooperation countries exceeds $160 annually, with Qatar playing a key role in liquefied natural gas supply to all over the globe. Qatar has promoted Indian investments in Gulf infrastructure projects. India participated in Gulf Cooperation Countries Summit to strengthen economic and security ties. When it comes to Qatar, it is a key player in shaping India's energy security strategically within the Gulf Cooperation Countries framework. This is all about Gulf Cooperation Council with respect to India's development. Next, we are going to see about India's West Asia policy with key objectives and strategic balancing with regard to Qatar. When it comes to West Asia policy, India follows a multi-agreement approach in West Asia, which balancing ties with Israel, Saudi Arabia, Iran and Qatar. And also it concentrated on energy security, trade and Indian diaspora welfare are key priorities in that case. India also focuses on economic diplomacy, which investing in regional trade agreements. And also we have to concentrate on defense partnership, which are growing with joint military exercises in the region. And also West Asia is crucial for India's connectivity, including the India-Middle East Europe Economic Corridor, which is very important for economic activities between India and West Asia with Europe connectivity, which is also very important for trade routes also. This is all about the India's relationship with Qatar from economic, geopolitical and also the West Asia policy we have seen. Now let's see some of the challenges India-Qatar relationship. The first one is geopolitical sensitivity. India's strategic partnerships in the Gulf Cooperation Council, which requires careful diplomacy as Qatar's regional ties differ from its neighbor. Trade and investment barriers. In this, tariff and non-tariff barriers impact the ease of doing business between India and Qatar. For example, India-Qatar Joint Business Council aims to address regulatory challenges in trade and investment. After that, energy market fluctuation, that is price volatility in liquefied natural gas, impacts India's long-term energy security. Labor and migration issue, that is reports of poor working condition for Indian expatriates in Qatar have led to diplomatic engagements for better labor rights and liabilities. For example, India signed a labor welfare memorandum with Qatar in 2019 to protect Indian workers' right against Qatar's action. When it comes to security concern and regional stability, Qatar's historical ties with regional militant groups raise security concern for India. These are all the challenges which was faced by India and Qatar when it comes to bilateral relationship. Now let's see some of the future projects signed between India and Qatar. When it comes to future projects, India aims to target $30 billion trade by 2030, which was very important, that is doubling bilateral trade between India and Qatar. The second one is deepening defense and security ties, which was expansion of naval exercises and counter-terrorism cooperation between India and Qatar. For example, CR Al-Bahr 2024 naval exercise between Indian Navy and Qatar Navy forces, which is very eminent to deepening defense and security ties between India and Qatar. After that, strengthening energy security and green energy, which is the foremost thing, because Qatar is the biggest exporter of liquefied natural gas all over the globe. So, agreement on long-term liquefied natural gas supply and joint investment to hydrogen energy is a foremost thing when it comes to strategic energy security and green energy cooperation. This next one is people-to-people cultural exchange, which is expected to the expansion of labor agreement, tourism and student exchange between both the countries. The next one is strategic cooperation in military forums, that is collaborations in international organizations like UN, G20 and BRICS, which will help India and Qatar will aligning policies on climate change and global trade reforms. These are all the future projects and plans between Qatar and India's relationship. With this, I hope you're all very clear about India's in relationship with Gulf and how important when it comes to energy security of India. With this, let's move on to the mains practice question. Try to write this mains practice question and post it in the comment. We will evaluate it and get back to you with eminent remarks. The question is, discuss the significance of India-Qatar relationship in the context of economic cooperation, energy security and regional diplomacy. How can India further leverage this partnership for their long-term strategic interest? Try to write a mains answer on this question and post it in the comment. With this, let's move on to the next editorial. Look at this editorial, talks about 2 recent student suicides, highlights mental health concerns in Indian universities. One is on Nepal, Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology, which is located in Odisha. The another one case is along with the undergraduate at Ashoka University in Haryana. These incidents emphasizes the need for university to adapt for the evolving needs of diverse student communities. So, this editorial discusses about mental health concerns among students in Indian universities have become a pressing issue, that is high academic pressure, social isolation, financial stress and lack of support system contribute to deteriorating mental well-being of the student. These 2 suicide cases in education institutes highlights the urgent need for institutional reforms regarding this. In this editorial, we are going to see in detail about mental health issues associated with students in our Indian universities. What are all the causes and reason behind this suicides, which are all very important from mains perspective. This editorial comes under social issue and also psychology part. Now let's see what are all the mental issues faced by students in Indian universities. The first one is academic pressure. The first mental health issue is academic pressure, that is competitive exams, heavy coursework and fear of failure create stress among the students. And the second one is unrealistic expectations from family and society add to anxiety. The second foremost issue is social isolation and adjustment issues. Students from rural backgrounds struggle to adjust to urban lifestyle, and international and outstation students face cultural alienation. These are all the two important social isolation and adjustment issues related to students in Indian universities. When it comes to financial stress, rising tuition fees and cost of living burden economically weaker students. Many students work part-time, leading to exhaustion and burnouts. Bullying and harassment, that is EVTing cases, that is caste-based, gender-based and racial discrimination persist in the campuses, and also cyberbullying and social exclusion affects self-esteem and confidence of that students, which is very major in our Indian universities. The next one is lack of institutional support, that is many universities lack proper counseling facilities, that is stigma around mental health prevents students from seeking help. The next and foremost one is parental and peer pressure, that is pressure to pursue specific careers, example engineering, medicine, UPSC, etc. Comparison with peers on academic and social achievements. This is the major cause behind some of the suicides among the students in Indian universities. The next one is substances abuse and coping mechanism, that is increased use of alcohol, drugs, smoking to handle stress, which is unhealthy eating habit, lack of sleep further deteriorate the mental health of the students in Indian university. These are all the main causes behind the mental deterioration of Indian students in Indian university. When it comes to this causes behind the suicide, there are some of the challenges in addressing mental health in universities. Let's see what are they. First one is lack of awareness and stigma. This mental health discussions are still taboo in many parts of India. Students fear being judged if they seek psychological help from others. Inadequate mental health infrastructure, that is many colleges lack trained counselors and mental health professionals, which helps to students to overcome stress and anxiety. And the another one is existing counseling services are underutilized due to poor outreach. Next one is right academic structure, lack of flexibility in course structure and examination pattern, and also no provision for academic breaks in case of mental health struggles. The next one is insufficient government policies, no national level policies to address students' mental health in universities. Such policies should be implemented by the government for the well-being of students' mentality, especially in Indian universities. And also government limited the funds allocated for mental health initiatives of universities in India. The next one is lack of peer support network, that is students feel isolated due to absence of community driven mental health programs. And also no formal student-led mental health groups in most universities. And another one is fear of repercussions. That is, some students hesitate to report mental health issues due to fear of academic consequences, and also universities often fail to handle complaints of bullying and harassment effectively. These are all the challenges which is struggling to address mental health of students in Indian universities. Now let's see some of the measures taken to address students' mental health in India. First, we have to concentrate in institutional measures. When it comes to institutional measures, the first one is mental health awareness programs, that is colleges conducting workshops on stress management and emotional resilience. For example, IIT Madras introduced suicide prevention policies in 2022-23. The next one is counseling services, which establishment of students' wellness centers in some universities, helplines and mental health supports initiatives by institutions like IIT and IIMs. Anti-ragging and anti-discrimination policies, that is UGC mandates anti-ragging committees in universities. Some institutions have strict policies against caste and gender discrimination. The next one is flexibility in academic structure, that is introduction of student-friendly policies like semester breaks for mental health reasons and choice-based credit system also allows students to manage academic load. Financial support for students. When it comes to financial support, scholarships and fee concessions for economically weaker sections will really helpful for stress out the students from economically backward communities. And the government initiatives like Vidya Lakshmi portal for easy student loans. These are all the institutional measures which are taken to manage students' mental health and well-being. Now let's move on to government and policy level initiatives. When it comes to government and policy level initiatives, first one is National Education Policy 2020. This National Education Policy emphasizes students' well-being and mental health awarenesses and also promotes holistic development beyond academics. The second one is Mano Darban initiative, which is launched by the Ministry of Education to provide psychological support to students, which is online counseling service for school and college students to come out of stress and deteriorated mental health. The next one is Mental Health Care Act 2017, which aims to improve access to mental health services in India, which reduces stigma by decriminalizing suicide attempts. These are all the measures which are all taken against deterioration of mental health of students in Indian universities. Now let's see some of the way forward measures against it. When it comes to institutional reforms, institutions should establish mandatory mental health counseling centers in all universities and training faculty and staff in mental health, first aid and sensitive training. The next one is create peer support groups to help students to share their concern without fear. Next, academic flexibility. When it comes to academic flexibility, academics should implement policies allowing students to take mental health breaks and also to reduce academic stress by promoting skill-based education instead of role learning. And institutions should provide alternative exam schedules for students with mental health challenges. Next one is government interventions. When it comes to government interventions, develop national mental health guidelines for higher education institutions and also increasing fund for mental health research and support services in universities. And also government should strengthen laws against harassment, discrimination and bullying on campuses. The next one is community involvement and awareness. It should conduct mental health awareness campaigns through student clubs, which encourage parents and guardians to be more understanding about academic pressures, which also collaborate with medical health NGOs and professionals to provide expert supports from many spheres. With this all, mental health issue in Indian universities require urgent and multidimensional action, which is universities must shift from a reactive to a proactive approach by ensuring counseling accessibility, academic flexibility and anti-discrimination measures with financial support. A collaborative effort between student, institution and the government is essential to create an empathetic and inclusive academic environment which addressing students' mental health today is crucial to shaping a healthier and more protective future generation. This is all about this editorial. I hope you are all very clear about this editorial. With this, let's move on to the main practice question. Look at this question. Discuss the major mental health challenges faced by students in Indian universities. What are all the measures have been taken by institutions and the government to address these issues? Write this main answer with 250 words and post it in the comment. We will review it and give valuable comments on the answers. With this, we are coming to the conclusion. If you like this video, hit like, do comment your valuable feedbacks and share it to your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe this Shankar AS Academy's YouTube channel. Stay connected for more informative videos. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.